It's time for the Daily Stand Up Podcast presented by Agile Dad with your host, Lee Henson. Without any further ado, let's get started. It's Friday, and it's time for our Agile, Not So Agile episode of the Daily Stand Up Podcast. We hope you had an amazing week. We hope this lightens your heart. In a world where the news headlines are often filled with doom and gloom, it's always refreshing to come across a story that's just plain fun. And that's exactly what I have for you today. All right, so here we go. This story takes place in the city of Dublin, Ireland, where a group of residents decided to take matters into their own hands when they noticed a pedestrian crossing light in their neighborhood were a bit dull and boring. Instead of waiting for the city council to do something about it, they decided that they were going to do something about it themselves. I don't know if this is going to end well or not. So, what did they do? They went and got some colorful post it notes. This is the agile part. And they started decorating all the pedestrian crossing lights with fun designs and patterns, from smiley faces to rainbows to love hearts. The group transformed the once boring crossing lights into a colorful and playful display. The group behind the project, known as Dublin's Crossings, said that they wanted to bring some joy and positivity to the neighborhoods. And it certainly seems to have worked. The colorful lights have become a hit with residents and visitors alike, with many people stopping to take photos and admire the colorful display. I'm imagining this is all over Instagram and TikTok. The project's even caught the attention of local city council, who has praised the group for their creativity and community spirit. The council said that they are now considering making the colorful crossing lights a permanent fixture in that neighborhood. Isn't that cool? I hear so many times where the government goes and shuts people down. It is just so awesome to hear that someone finally got to do something that was creative and fun and full of energy, and that people enjoyed it. So, what can we learn from this story? It's a great example of how a small group of people can make a big difference in their community. How many times do you hear me say that all it takes is one of us to do one change each day to make the world a better place? I really do believe that. Instead of waiting for someone else to solve a problem, this group took matters into their own hands and came up with a fun, creative solution. It's also a great reminder of the power of positivity. In a world where there's so much negativity and division, it's important to take a moment to appreciate simple things in life and find joy in the little things that happen in our lives. I've said before to keep a gratitude journal. I said before to jot down things that you're grateful for, to talk about things that you're grateful for. I said before to talk about beliefs and systems and things in your life that make you who you are. I believe that one of the things that we're missing in the workplace is an opportunity to embrace culture and to get excited about who we are, where we come from, what type of things happen in our lives. I think those things are missing and they shouldn't be. I think that we should learn to embrace others and that we need to take off the blinders. We need to take off the bias and we need to make sure that I hear the term often said that we need to walk a mile in someone else's shoes. But the Indian proverb actually says, in order to have empathy, not only do you need to walk a mile in someone else's shoes, but you need to take your own shoes off first. And I think that if you take your own shoes off first, you'll understand truly what it's like to walk in their shoes without bias, without filter. I also heard that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So it's our turn to show people how much we care and to find something we can do about it. So, in conclusion, the story of Dublin's Crossing is a great example of how small acts of kindness and creativity can have a big impact on a small community. It's a reminder to look for joy in every single thing you do every single day. Positivity could surround us, and if it does, the world around us will notice. And it's never too late to underestimate the power of a little bit of fun. After all, it was post it notes. The most trouble they could get into was that they'd have to go and retrieve the post it notes and discard them. That's it for today's fun news. I'll tell you what, sometimes things are so simple, but yet we overcomplicate them. I hope that you have a simple and amazing weekend. I hope that you don't overcomplicate things. I hope you find something fun you can do. And yet again, another positive way to use sticky notes. Until next week, I encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. Until next time, do take care.